superstar do you want to lean in towards? Like, what storyline standing out to you here? Because there's so many.
I mean, this can go one or two ways, and I'm really, really hoping that it goes towards the latter for me, which is an absolute bloodbath. I think it's going to be explosive. I'm expecting both teams to try and set the tempo here, at least early on Bind. If the pistol's anything to go by, we will have to wait and see. Initially, a lot of pressure shown by ACEND, but they're not going to overstep the mark just yet. Brave tucked inside Hooker will actually catch sight of two players there. And that will draw the rotation. It will be a fourth player, actually. In the form of Turco making his way over towards B site. And ACEND haven't found a way in just yet. Knocking on the door. Nobody's answering.
Feeling each other out so far, but it's Brave to draw first blood here. But a quick trade out, ACEND never going to leave something unattended. 2 quick kills back to back now gives them a huge advantage in this. And look and see where they're going. It's going to be towards that A side. Pora has to try and keep control. There's a talented player himself looking for the fight towards Zeke to keep some territory here. Has to give up the side. You can see Zeke is buying time for this. This is a great play, but Pora does win it anyway. Turco now turns attention. That was ridiculous. He actually got that. It's still a 1v2. Turco's still got a good chance of doing some damage here. Spike get to go down, and they're actually hitting the rotation back towards B.
30 seconds
well,
left.
yeah, Keyless will stay inside TP, so it gives them a good opportunity. Play post plant here with an open plant from CNED and the wall down over spawn. Really difficult for Turco to get anything done. Actually, ACEND opting to stack up on site because Keyless will receive that heal now. Again, the odds stacked against Turco even further. Find the first. Oh, we'll actually find a headshot there. Turco's got a fine chance to get back in here.
He did.
Well,
he did what he had to. I mean, you're not going to get many chances in a post plan like that, in a position like that, but the only way in would have been a clean kill towards either CNED or, you know, find some really quite, I guess, narrow opportunity. And he tried to carve it, right? Tried to do something with that, but good work from ACEND to hit that rotation, not take it lightly that, you know, maybe, oh, it's a 1v2 will be just fine. We've seen more than enough of those rounds go astray. You can't take these guys lightly at all.
Well, he can't. The results speak for themselves. Just to come back, I know obviously you were touching on it. I think ACEND are on something stupid like a 16 win streak right now. They haven't lost a game since like June. It's been absolutely ridiculous. As I say that, Bone Cold is going to get absolutely deleted by the triple swing on B long. There's nobody on the other side of the map right now. A site will be gifted.
It's just a death ball. Yeah. I love it. Absolute death ball. Just, what are you meant to do? You're going to sit there and take individual fights with pistols? No, we're going to sit as a mad squad, roll around and see what damage we can do on classics. Best free gun in the game, man. It's kind of wild. Now, there's another potential pinch here. Could be Zeke. Now, if Russ gets the information, he's seen him, the judge is a problem. Now, let's see what he can do farming-wise. Zeke's going to get at least 2, maybe the 3rd on the platter. No, it is going to be easy to get that, but still a dangerous round. Not in the way of the round going astray, but at least, you know, damage considering the purchase, I think, is the thing to walk away at with consideration. There will be killers to close down. No worries there. And 2-0. ACEND at least keep the round, spike down, 3 alive, no problems. But you can see SMB have, it seems like they have ideas for every round. Okay, we're just on classics, no worries. Okay, let's just stack towards B long. Not a favorable fight. You're going to fight on one of the longest angles on this with classics? Yeah. All right, fair enough.
It's that thing, always look back to the willingness to be proactive there and at least find the first. Fortunately not able to capitalize on that. And you could argue a good response from ACEND as well. Kind of mitigate that first blood not going in their favor. And again, ACEND going to set up in a default. No showers control initially, but looking to pressure Hooker fairly heavily. The back of Bone Cold at least. You're only going to ride a Sheriff into this one. A couple of Spectres and Zeke did manage to at least retrieve that judge. Actually, well, I'm worried if that... Okay, that weapon is inside Hooker. And Russ actually will stop the push coming through. They will get an upgrade here. Okay, no they won't. Russ is still defending it.
Yeah, but CNED's got a trade towards Russ. Turco's kept control of long, so at least allows all that focus to be poured in towards Hooker. Killers and Stark, so temptation to try and maybe get that weapon rolling through if they needed it, see if there's an upgrade to be had, but Turco's positioning is still a problem, and now they've got obviously that rotation coming in as well from Pora. Spike being occasionally checked in on. They know where it is. No one's going to be able to get it just yet. Turco going to retake that control towards long. Is he going to try and maybe force the hand? Killes makes it past one, can't make it past the second. And Stark, so yes, the upgrade has been at least gathered, but ripped away as quickly as he got his hands towards it. And SMB get the first on the board.
2 kills, a couple of armor repurchases forced. Again, actually, initially, if they were able to get that upgrade, things probably look a little dicey there. If you're SMB. We'll be able to get the repurchase. I mean, utility questionable, but I'm looking really at Russ with the light armor and the flashes. We do have Turco as a single heal, at least. I guess there was a pixel there that I can't see. A lovely pre-fire from CNED. That's disgusting.
Yeah, CNED has a point to be proving here as well. Keep in mind, this is against his very own region. He wants to prove, you know, still holding his own, making the right choices here. And certainly doing well so far. This is now 2 players left, Pora and Russ. Now, it's not very likely they get much out of this in a 2v5. You know, the retakes, I'm sure they're very strong, but this is a monumental task. But those opening picks, again, it wasn't just CNED. There was another that came in at roughly around the same time, but those 2 kills he managed to grab are enough to basically write this round off. Now, don't often see or talk of, you know, CNED's brilliance with a rifle. You know, he's diligent for sure. You know, he's not the one-trick pony that can only op, but boy, does things change when he does get that in. But that was a brilliant beginning for him, and these 2 are going to have to go Jame time on us. Hit those saves, keep those rifles. And ACEND walking away happy with this.
Again, there's a discussion in the previous round. There's going to be a discussion again here. In terms of the economy, I'd be very surprised if we see anything else than sheriffs thrown into this. Oh, yeah. Just about. A couple of pixels, I guess.
Maybe 3?
Yeah.
Yep.
Must be nice.
Okay. Let's see it, SMB. Got 3 rifles out. Oh, Brave, living up to that name and maybe misplaced, but it's Russ who's got his back. That's the punchline to this. That's the big impact. Seeker's instantly going down as well, but it's Turco. He's re-aggressing on that. And CNED somewhat predicting it too, still keeping that in the back of the mind, but these guys are hunting these down. They are chasing down these opportunities. There is no rest for how they play. But it is now just easy, holding long. 3 players against a classic with light armor, a touch of utility to maybe make some adjustments in movement, but you can see that bit of pressure starting to build. He's considering what's happening. Yes, good damage done, but a kill nonetheless for ACEND, and they continue their path towards B if they fancy it.
He's got good timing here to at least get ahead of them getting side control here. He's got a lot to do. He finds the first, the second as well. 4 on the round for Russ, but finally Arzo puts a stop to the madness. And Pora now. Actually got Zeke believing that he's inside hooker still. Able to wrap all the way to long, but the Seeker will give his position away. And look at this, ACEND just hold on a really tricky setup for Pora to find one of these kills. Okay.
God, the aim is different here.
Yeah.
The aim is just different. Like the first map, and this is no discredit to Gambit or G2, we saw how good they are, you know, brilliant teams of their own right. You know, Nat's fantastic player. But the danger in some of these SMB players, man, they are snappy. Truly snappy. This is exciting stuff. Now, even with all that said and all those threats potentially building, this is still ACEND leading 4-1. But the buy's going to come back in for SMB here, so it's not going to be an easy build-up in this at all. This is going to be now probably one of the toughest rounds to come into.
This indeed is good ultimate progress. Support from ACEND as well. Revive, lockdown, Cosmic Divide available. Side of SMB also. ACEND The roll on through showers retrieve that orb. Starzo able to spot anything else out there. You still think somebody's on the box, which I feel like the information he was able to gather there should know. ACEND will, yeah, I was gonna say ACEND will drift back into a default and Pora. For a moment there, I thought the same. I thought he was maybe gonna push.
It's unrelenting aggression. And if ACEND aren't ready for it, which they are, it could have been a problem, but Bone Cold just so prepared. And this will now adjust what seems to have been, what could have been that B piece actually coming out, but now off the back of that pick, leaning back towards A. Ult now pop for Zeke, and away we go. How far does he get? Does he find any target to send this to? Signed with love, but finds no target. Spike to go down. Everyone protecting it. Is he unable to really deny much of this? He's having to just sit back for now.
Viper's Pit as well thrown in for good measure. ACEND with an absolute stranglehold on default now. SMB got to find these kills outside the ultimate. Starzo the first to fall. Good start. But a couple more to find, and the orbital strike. Massive, massive problem here, because ACEND can just run the clock down.
Saying that, though, they have lost out on killers. So this is where it starts to be an issue. Okay. The divide comes in, gonna make the audio cues a little trickier to navigate around, but you can see the time being bought there. Brim doing exactly what you want. There it is. Ult comes in. Lovely time purchase, and now Zeke wants to put his life on the line to double check, make sure nothing's going astray, but he knows job done. Zeke's chasing down Izzy. And yeah, this is lovely stuff from ACEND. And keep in mind, SMB, they hound them down, dude. They are not afraid to take any of these fights. They back themselves as the winner so many times in fights that are crazy. This is so sick already. I love seeing this, but again, credit to ACEND. They seem so well prepared for catching the aggression. You know, you saw Bone Cold, their patience paying off.
That's it. It's both sides, really. They can play that hyper aggressive and just leave Bone Cold as the last, you know, the last obstacle for SMB. Starzo falls, Keyleth falls inside the ult. So at that point, you're thinking, actually, they have no sight control, right? Everybody's playing so deep, but said the orbital strike and the molly from Bone Cold. And again, Brim's always a talking point on Bind in particular. Just because of that ultimate. They're being a post plant or part of an exec, but once again proven as SMB now. These rifles trying to make it work here. Brave and Poor are going to walk short. With two friends as well, actually.
Killers might need to be very cautious here. He's not necessarily on a complete island. Now he's got support, and there's the flash coming in. CNED could retake this space. Brave on duty, but look at this man. CNED takes down part of the, kind of, I guess, hunting pack that was leaning further forward. You can see Turco still trying to be as bold as he was before, but it's hard to re-aggress now, especially with Killers on duty. These guys know exactly what's in front of them.
I love that. Just a 10-second pause to wait and see if Turco was considering the revive, and Keyleth will punish just that. Now, replant on B. See Pora and Izzy actually go hunting towards Keyleth, but pretty sure he's got the audio cue. He does indeed. Does he expect the second? He does indeed. Keyleth, fantastic round from him. Again, the one thing that you could ever criticize about ACEND is it's very rare you see them sit in a default, right? It's usually orb control and then they'll stack up towards one side, and it's that lack of flank control that when you think about SMB and Pora in terms of his history, right? How much of a threat that is. So Keyleth becomes the key component in that regard. Absolutely doing his job in this round, Lauren.
Yeah, very much. And okay, we do get to see, I think, Izzy bringing out the op. That could be a big switch up coming into this round, something that's kind of needed at this point. 6-1. And again, I have to say, ACEND look prepared. They look very prepared in here. They seem very aware of how SMB like to find those moments to, you know, potentially punish or pick off or make those slightly more aggressive plays that we don't see as much, I'd see, traditionally in EU matches to an extent, or even, you know, the CIS teams. SMB are happy to commit on some of these and take not necessarily unorthodox fights, but they'll just take fights backing themselves. So I love the fact that ACEND have come into this seeming very well prepared. It's a really good indicator that they can maybe, again, deal with other teams who might be like this. You know, I actually think North America is very well rounded, and they probably have some of the best representation going into Berlin of, you know, the variety of playstyle. But, you know, if you're not going to be able to tame down some of these players who are willing to make these picks, you know, and take those more aggressive fights, you're going to be punished. But this is a good indicator for ACEND, at least so far. It's still early. Just have to wait and see what this op can do.
There's rounds like this, again, purchase being the focal point. You see if SMB can turn things around. Get the ball rolling. See Pora just pressured away. Once again, there's play time and time again for these orbs, particularly on bind, what you see out of ACEND. Crucial to their success. This time around, they're actually going to stay a little longer, and Pora will punish Bone Cold. Izzy will find one. Pora, another here. SMB with a great hold initially here, but the revive available. What? Killers finds that kill ahead of the wall.
How is he quicker? How was he quicker than Izzy in that? I have no idea, but Killers is being instrumental in some of these. A quick pop flash gives Russ an angle, but not much. Smoke goes in quickly, denies that angle of approach and maybe that peak. No pop flash through that one, but now through CT as they pull back in. Bone Cold to be the one waiting on the other side of this wall. Brave does find Killers. It's down to just 2, but it is Bone Cold and it is ACEND now in a 1v2. Spike is planted. Seekers go in. He knows his position is now pretty much revealed. What can he do with it? Nothing. Brave with a great play back in off the back of Russ. But again, Pora, Izzy, brilliant play between the two there.
Fantastic. I mean, initially with both of those, I think it plays into what you're saying, right? It's in that scenario, I think it's almost like ACEND like, oh yeah, okay, he's found one, maybe you'll back off. And then the second comes through, it's like, oh no, we are going to stand and fight. And they buy time for this rotation very differently to a lot of other teams. And I think this is a regional difference, if I'm honest. And that's the sort of thing that can catch teams off guard. Come down to it, and again, a little bit of investment in terms of the revive being thrown at that one as well. ACEND hovering on the purchase here, considering it, and there you go.
Turret out.
The operator online.
Oh wow, what a tantalizing prospect. Izzy up against ACEND, ops on either side.
Neither on Jet.
Exactly, how wonderful. What a curiosity this is. I love seeing it. Starkso just being careful, clearing what he can up to Octagon, but nothing beyond, and patience being shown this time. Again, maybe this slightly extended default, just trying to catch any of that potential aggression, but with this op now in play, it does seem to switch the tone for SMB.
They're going to be on the other side of the boom bot. They're going to hear the Spectre as well. Send, I mean. Flash comes through, look at that, the bait forwards. Brave tries to re-peek towards long there, and ACEND will punish with the operator. Stars with another great flash to force Russ into elbow. They're not in a position to capitalize immediately, at least, Lauren, but Herco and Russ, there's a big gap between them.
Yeah, and it's about to get bigger. There it is. Toko's gone, so it's just going to be Russ now. Position was noted earlier with that flash that we saw whipped around that caught him on the way out, and a little bit of, I think, tag that followed, but Starkso going to post himself up as deep as he can, at least towards CT, but now it's going to be SMB on the retake. You do have the KJ ult coming in. I don't think anyone can really deny that for now. Starkso's leaning close. There's 2 players here. Knife out. You got to get your gun out. Don't disrespect Starkso like that. The flash! The man's a monster. And Russ is just trying to defend the ult right now. He's done really well towards Starkso. And now the flash comes in, trying to see if there's a follow-up. I don't think there is. No one's that nearby. And Russ is just pinned in, cornered. That was perfect play from Starkso.
Fantastic. Russ doesn't even get a consolation, but again, he's a talking point in himself, Starzo. Again, the man's been running Sky probably before a lot of other people have flexed onto it or even adopted as his main. But recently, he has been an absolute highlight for ACEND. Hoping we see a lot more of that to come. As ACEND here leading 7-2, and SMB back down on pretty poor position in terms of the economy. Really an opportunity to throw anything at this. The showstopper available for Izzy, though. Concern is the pressure now mounting. Again, they walk B long as fort. Bone Cold here to greet him.
This time he's not just got a Spectre. He's got a little bit of a bigger gun, but it's still chasing it out, man. Zeke's just like, oh, it's my turn. Do I have to now deal with the absolute firing squad? Yes, I do. And well, So on fun trade out, he loses the rifle. Aura now knows his freedoms are being questioned here towards CT. Pushed down by Stark, so taking as much space as they can. And that spike should be escorted over safely for now.
There's 3v4. Turco has the res, but again, there's no weapon on the other side of that, so it's an awkward one. If they do decide to.
Recovering it.
Oh. The snake bite is perfect. The blind spam to follow up. Keyless will punish Brave. Now, actually, again, without armor, still looking for Izzy and Turco to just do some damage on the way out here. Bone Cold walking. Oh my god. He was stacked up there for the flash through to heaven. You heard it just pop there. It still finds both headshots. Clean that one up and Ascend looking in total control here, low on Unbind.
Yeah, they've done their homework. They've got everything going. Even individually, it feels like they're warmed up. They've got that hot hand going. Like, everything's just feeling good, and it's all really well considered. Like, every part of this. Now, at this point, just Bone Cold. The adjustment, so sharp. Very well done by him. And again, it sounds strange, but obviously when you've got Zeke on the op. Huh. Okay. Okay, this is... Oh, just gonna melt them down. Izzy actually does find Stark, so that's pretty good, but a quick trade out, and now the op's gone. You can see Ascend just trying to pressure that point once again, but Russ now sitting deep with the op himself. This is a dangerous angle to be playing on. Yeah, CNED's not gonna let you get that. You aren't gonna get a chance of this. CNED seems so prepared now. Careful and cautious, but Zeke wasn't. Brave Turco finally hold the line, and Ascend just leaning in through this utility, gonna punish them completely. CNED gives away a shot, but doesn't quite find the connection, and that spike is in a dire position for him.
To argue it's unretrievable at this point. CNED will swap out. Will adopt a Phantom to at least give it a go. For the first obstacle, and we'll find the headshot. S&B answer back. But again, it's a bleak outlook. Even now, you've got to argue no real dent on the economy. Ascend will be coming back into this at full strength. It's so interesting. Well, this, again, you look to where Ascend's success usually comes from, particularly on the attack, right? And where they now have to kind of, I guess, reassess that situation. CNED still finding picks is just it's crazy to me.
Yeah. I'm agreeing enough. Turco. Here we go again. The next challenge. Oh, Bone Cold's gone again. Izzy's in danger. Couldn't quite get the reply off in time, and Ascend take the territory. This is in a split second. There's still over a minute on the board, a minute and 20 still just to play around with. A two-player advantage is massive this early. I don't know where they're going to get these back from.
Brave creeping. We'll find, I was going to say, spot out Bone Cold as he jumps up, and still actually win out in that duel. Now Ascend looking to creep back in towards Hooker. Still got two players committed to A, at least one Lamps and Poor has pushed Showers, so they must know that this threat is imminent.
Great stunner.
No way.
What a stunner of a shot he just hit.
Massive.
Those two shots were perfect. And he's actually closed the gap. Look at it. It's a 2v2. This is a completely different scenario to what it was. Quick flash comes in. Russ wanting to have a little peek. Ooh. Yeah, I think CNED realized better of that for a second thought. That could be dangerous, but good intuition to even consider that. But now Flash is ready for Russ. He's got another in 20 if he needs. Rez comes in, spots out CNED, and that's Russ just being absolute death from above. Zeke's gone, and there's the Seekers coming out. Killers is in trouble, and now he only knows it. Has to give away a little bit of the position there, but keeps himself safe. But a 1v2 is never easy. I thought this round might have been impossible, but they found a way. Up on top they go, looking for that pixel. Oh, he's going to hear the dog go out. He can't find Pora. SMB. Resilience shown again.
We'll close out with 4, which actually the saving grace on a dominant start from Ascend.
Switching sides.
Again, get too excited just yet. We've got to see something in these first few rounds, and we look towards round 3 really to get that economy reset. And again, bring it within touching distance if SMB make a move back into this. Feels like at least, I mean, resilience is the word, right? At least to bounce back towards the end of the half like that. ACEND feeling themselves. And an interesting setup initially. I think actually, yeah, Keela is actually only over on B site to put the wall down. And we'll rejoin Bone Cold on A. This is interesting, actually.
Go pulling them in.
See, again, this wall is perfect for this TP rotation, Lauren. It potentially isolates a player one side or the other.
I want to see what they do with this now. They've shown a fair amount. Pora, that could be a chunk of damage. Yeah, 30 HP walking away. Gets a little back, but not ideal. Still just pausing for a second or two. Grouping up towards long, it looks like, but... Ooh, I don't know if CNED can do much about that now. And there goes the flash. Here comes the follow-up. Zeke, has he been noted? That's the big question. They know where CNED is for sure. Not going to get away with that, are you? CNED, though, still alive for now. 77 HP. Spots out another towards Hookah. Starkso on the site. Outdone. SMB just bullish their way through. Just absolutely barrel through this. And now Keela's and Bone Cold feeling a little behind. Trying to work back through whatever utility they've got left in their pockets, but a 2v4, tricky at the best of times. HP, it's been chipped away at, but not enough to write home about. This Keela is being watched by plenty of players. Gonna maybe find Pora? No. Pora still holds his own, and Bone Cold's down. SMB right back into things. This could be their build back in to close this gap.
Really, really nice utility usage. I love the way that ACEND are able to create like a second bottleneck, a second choke point for SMB to have to navigate through with the use of, obviously, CNED's wall there. Like I said, I'm absolutely with you. It's effectively brute force that comes into it. Unfortunately, Zeke being a little ahead of his teammates and will fall. To see here if ACEND are able to find anything. Again, SMB, from what we've seen at least, when they set the pace, they like to maintain that, Lauren.
Pulling them in.
And it looks like you're right. Pace is going to be the key word here. 3 players to get past, though, and it's not easy, but Brave looks it in the eyes and says, yeah, no worries, I've got that. Comfy. And they're just, again, ploughing on through B-side stairs. I think Pora's got a good idea of what's coming up behind him. 2 players looking like lambs to the slaughter, and it is Pora. Yeah, happy to be there. Yeah, take that every day of the week.
This is the one here, again, because this flips it back for another 2 rounds or so in the future. And it's a clean victory. We'll be able to carry some equipment into the next round to, I guess, have the best shot at this bonus round. And the thing is, actually, it relies on ACEND playing this very cautiously. But it's not usually synonymous with what we see from ACEND.
No, and I want to see this pace continue. It looks like they're going to try to. A little tricky through the utility, though. You can see him slowed down, isolated, unable to be spaced correctly for the trade. So the rifle's unable to really show the presence. And what is this filthiness?
I think Doma would call that one a TikTok wall, if anything. That's
I think we're all going to call it one.
That's a little angle underneath. And actually, a little bit of information gathered through the TP, and Pora escaped that. They're so back and forth on the other side of this, Lauren. It's so awkward.
It is, and all the potential of what could have been has now obviously dissipated because the wall's gone down. 46 seconds on the board, and all that initial pace and bravado up B long has just kind of chilled for a second. rotation actually has gone back towards A, so this has been a good pause for SMB. Timing on Izzy, can't deal with the player bounding across, can at least find one though. That's poor, a good trade for Izzy and a better follow-up for Izzy. Out of nowhere, this is the player that people are touting as someone to keep your eyes on, but CNED doesn't want you to tear yours away from him. Russ is now dead and it's a 3v2. Players favoring Ascend and no spike plant in sight right now, especially with the positioning. Izzy, this would be a monumental task. It ain't gonna happen. Ascend. Keep 3 rifles up and deal with SMB.
You want to at least Ascend to be able to reset SMB, force this full repurchase coming out. And that's big. Again, with the scoreline we saw in the first half, to see them at least put the first 2. So within touching distance, yes, it's 3 rounds, but again, this early on, 1 round can really be the difference maker to make that comeback a reality. Just a distant dream. Yeah, again, 3 players committed to B site on the side of Ascend, and Bone Cold and Zeke, again, tasked to hold down the fort. And actually, the first time we're going to see SMB actually make a play for the Showers orb. Pora's got all of his utility committed market and actually alarm bot onto short now just to clear out Cubby. It looks like potentially the plan is to end up here, and you can see actually the spike making its way over this direction. Timing the Trailblazer though, and the wall as well, just to protect him in case Pora swings. Perfectly lined up.
Placing swamp grenade.
Oh, this is going to become a problem. Pora, there's too many targets, too many angles he wouldn't be able to find safety from. Flash from Stark, so he's going in! This aggression coming out. It's a 1-for-1 trade out, which I guess it gives them a 4v3 overall, but now Killers is going to be in a bit of a pickle too. Effective trades, but CNED is your back line, and he's not really letting them get that final trade, the integral one, until then. Izzy gets the better of him, and Spike's now available. 25 seconds. Spike to hand. Both players coming back in from short, and Izzy has no idea of this yet. And there it is. Zeke, just a shot in the back of the head. Izzy face first, and double digits now on the board for Ascend.
Big round there. I think you're absolutely right. Pora just too many things to worry about. He spots the first player, tries to use his utility to flush out. And again, that wall was going to become so obnoxious to try and dig him out if he didn't go for that kill there and then.
Down A.
Again, CNED just the wall in response. It just makes things. I mean, it just creates a nightmare for SMB to try and navigate something else. Find the way in. Is he actually going to trade out? And the showstopper available, but Zeke's going to shut him down before he even gets close. Nothing but pistols left on the board here now for SMB. And look at CNED. He's gone walkabouts.
Of course he has. They've got Killers to deal with. Who's going to hear all this? I'm sure calls will be made. He wants the fight, and he's going to get the fight. Killers, more than happy to greet the 2. They were working with less. It was just pistols at that point. And again, 11 now on the board for Ascend. I think this is getting a bit too, crunch time now. Forced and unforced errors become common conversation between us, where it's going to be tricky, and the difference, a couple of ults coming online, which it does seem as though, looking across at Ascend, they might have a few coming around. We'll have to wait and see if it's just Killers. Happily dealing with those last 2 then. Not too much of a problem. And obviously, as you mentioned, CNED doing quite well in the back line. So yeah, we've got Bone Cold, Killers, Stark, so not too far away. CNED not far off. Zeke, they're all sitting pretty comfortably at this point. And yeah, there looks like the potential investment from Killers. Oh, that's filthy.
That's actually disgusting.
Excuse me?
The way that spreads is actually disgusting.
Well, luckily, I guess, for SMB, they're going elsewhere. At least they were looking like they were going elsewhere. They were eyeing up A. Now, they got a trade out from Brave on CNED as the openers, but the Seeker's come through as well, which is going to kind of, it looks like, alleviate Starkso from his position. Going to send him over towards A. They'll go clearing towards Shower, but they're regrouping towards short. It's going to be Zeke who gets the most pressure his way.
I've got your trail.
And there are the Seekers on the other side. Good nade to maybe slow this down, trying to buy a bit of time here. Maybe allow himself to fall back for a second. They're going to have to get off the site. They can't do much. Actually,
my
Zeke,
God,
tell
again.
a lie. He double dips.
Spike down
Absolute
A.
madman, finding two out of nowhere. And they thought, as I did, that he was backing away, maybe allow them to take the site, play for that retake. But no, he found the second fight and they've re-aggressed.
It's actually crazy he's able
30
to reset
seconds
and get
left.
back on top of truck to find that. Turco now going to try and throw down the wall win. Yep. Going to hit the TP rotate. Actually, Starzo brazenly forces the way back through. We'll find the second as well. And Ascend on map point now. SMB.
Match point.
I mean, backs against the wall, really. I don't think they're going to have an awful lot on the cards here. I think potentially a couple of ultimates. No, it's only the lockdown. I thought Turco got the revive on, but the purchase, 4 Spectres. I almost feel like they're forced to kind of run it down here.
One enemy remaining.
Really difficult to work a pick on the back of this equipment. Maybe there's 2 rifles, at least play the extremities, but here with the majority being on Spectres, you've got to close this distance. It's looking like it's going to be
There's
just
4
that.
players. Hypoc, there's so many players for Ascend here. Already Zeke's found Rust. This map might be a wrap at this point unless they do something brilliant here. First man forward, is he brave, bold, but he does lose life.
standing.
All effective trades, leaving
down,
just
B.
Turco standing in a 1v4. Not going to happen. It's Ascend at
Defenders
13 to
win.
6. SMB unable to turn things around on that second half and continue the pace that we thought maybe was going to be a key characteristic.
Yeah, I really thought so. Again, I feel like this is just much of what we've become used to. It's part and parcel of watching Ascend. They just do not miss a beat previously, you know, even just a switch up there of CNED being out of his comfort zone on a different agent and still performing well, right? So this is actually a really good look for me. Yes, it's a map we've not visited for a while with Ascend, and even then, there's not an awful lot of data behind it. But I'm excited to see here. Again, this kind of flips things up. It's almost Zeke coming back to some of his earlier roots, right, on Breach to be kind of, you know, the initiator of the set pieces, at least on that Astra.
This is actually crazy. And I guess, why not? In a map like this, you have no
Hey.
reason not to. This is not meant to have happened. We didn't expect to see this at the start of the day, but it makes perfect sense. But Cena, let's see what you look like with this. The hat's a lovely touch. I like that. But a great start as well towards Turco, as now Starkso gets a little bit of that pressure taken away and fall away himself just a little bit further, but they are going to take Heaven off the back of this, or at least indicate they are, because look at that Cypher on the other side. That's not escaping my eye.
Poor creeping closer and closer. Bonko actually shouldering ramp here. Oh, CNED just missed that. I think actually caught a pixel out of place here. CNED, okay, actually, yeah, forgotten about for a moment there. We'll catch the overheal. Now Pora springs the trap, but look at that. CNED is 3rd on the round. There's no way he should have got away with the final one, and Starzo will seal the deal.
Okay, this is the type of game, right, that's gonna just again make me just wish we get to see more of, you know, these superstar fraggers having these, you know, turns on Reyna, starting running it out, because it has that sustainability. It's something that always catches your eye, doesn't it? It's why I sit there and go, God, maybe Scream one day will really just commit to it. Can you imagine him with the ability to just, you know, as I said, heal himself up and go again, and CNED just.
One enemy remaining.
It's just gorgeous, isn't it? Here we go. What a game we've got. And this completely is just, you know, this is off the books, right? This is off the record. We don't know what Ascend really looked like on this, but probably neither did SMB to an extent. Like, what are they meant to do for prep for this? SMB, they said they like to keep things, you know, clear cut, simple, not so counter-stratted. Fair enough. Well, let's see how good it is. Keeler's going to back away, take one with him. By the time, put down the utility, supports in place. Starkso comes on over, finds 2, and SMB are down to 2.
Or now
Last player standing.
show his face,
Spike
albeit
down,
momentarily. 56 HP left and a classic in hand. Stars are already there to greet him. Full control of the spike. And CNED with the pinch. I'm sure. Have we added that hat, or is that at request? I'm not sure, because it's a good look, actually.
Yeah. Suits the hat. Red Bull are loving it.
Oh, yeah.
They're absolutely loving it.
They're getting a lot of screen time today.
Yeah, they're sitting there going, this is the best investment we've ever made into a hat. Sick.
I wonder if that's just a placeholder now. We're just going to see it put over every single one of the player icons.
Oh, don't give them ideas. You've just sold a sponsor an idea. You get the pay safe card, t-shirts now. I don't think the teams were too happy about that. Regardless, it is 2-0. Finally, we get to see the buy coming back in for SMB, and this is where you should start seeing that, scoreboard, at least having a number by the side of it for SMB. They could do with a bit of that, get a little buffer going, get themselves back in, nice and clean if they could, but it looks like this mid piece again. CNED good for one, can't do much about the second. Effective trading, good spacing.
Yeah, stacked up, like couldn't even grab the dismiss. It's Starzo and Zeke actually. I'm gonna try and catch these Turco and Brave as they try and slip through ropes, and now actually to come back away from that, a little gap has been created towards Heaven. Pora now we'll find the first. Bone Cold will fall. Starzo now got to be careful. We'll actually do a little bit of damage, but Pora finds the second now, and A site open for the taking.
Yep. Still being quite cautious though. And Zeke, well, he tried to make a little bit of a go of things, but Killers is going to be the last man standing. Slowly clearing to... Oh, look at that. Picture in picture. Whew. Is it Singer again? Are we joined by Singer and Zilv? I'm not sure. But the observing staff and crew doing good work. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to you. While we wait, obviously, because Killers would probably quite like a rifle. Maybe do some damage on the way out. That'd be quite nice, but feels unlikely.
Exits. I mean, he's got the snake bite. He hasn't taken any damage, so it's not going to force the armor repurchase. I think here, yes, it's if he's gifted one, great. Go hunting. Not such a wise choice.
No.
Toxins going up.
It seems a bit weird just to see ACEND's name and split. I don't know why. It just really does. It feels a bit funny. I'm not used to it.
I'm trying to think, actually. I don't think I've ever actually casted them playing split.
I don't think I have either.
Oh, we're here to learn. We're on a journey together.
What is that?
You're not seeing the what's the gift? It's like we're going on an adventure. A little skipping through the... Anyway, so the next round coming up...
No, it was really important.
Save that one for the green room later, I think. It's probably best, isn't it?
Fair enough.
Last player standing.
But we do have an important round, you're right. And this might be a reason as to why Starzo with the open.
Obscuring vision.
You want to talk me through what we just saw?
Not particularly, no.
Fair enough.
He's gone down. Keyless is actually going to retrieve the operator. I don't know if they're just trying to filter this through to eventually end up with CNED, but elsewhere, Pora actually going to be shut down, and that's something we need to keep our eye on as well. Pora can be an absolute nightmare. Okay, that was the weirdest engagement I've ever seen, but
this round,
Izzy
dude,
wins
this
it.
round, dude. Hypok, what is going on this round? Bone Cold's now caught a little bit of the timing on the Zeke, catching Izzy mid-air. Bone Cold's dead. What the hell has just happened? Zeke doesn't outdo Brave, so now the cross to the site is somewhat safe. I don't know if they knew where Killers was. He's been somewhat dedicated towards B, so a little bit of space to work with, but he's up close. He's already towards Heaven. And Brave is keeping eyes on this. Yeah, he's got it. Nice work from SMB. There's the response we needed. But what a weird start. Can you talk me through what we just saw?
Okay, so it started off with Starzo buying an operator.
Yes.
Next up, he tried to peek. I guess it's probably the best way to phrase it. I don't know what happened. Did he not have a second blast pack? I didn't catch that part, but fully locked down by the gravity well. Brave punishes. It's weird. It's uncharacteristic as well. I don't know if that's just a comfort thing or even why the operator's been purchased, if I'm honest. We don't see Starzo use it an awful lot at all.
Uh-oh.
And again, Kilo's going to get stuck. Actually, the combo of the slow warp and the gravity well there, like, you can't even get away from it. It's absolutely making sure that the vulnerable impact is there. But again, just touched on it in the previous round. I mean, you think back to Heretics times, and Pora was always just disgusting on this map. those lurks.
That's
So
true.
Zeke picking him up in the previous round is important to note because we got to keep our eyes on the minimap, especially when SMB are playing it the way they are. It's very FPX-esque, honestly. It's drift through mid, clear out all these close angles, stack up, and by this point they're so close, the site hit is just imminent.
Yeah, and this is a bit of a stack, to be fair, and they've had pretty normal contact so far, so they may not be able to read that this is a stack. CNED's found Russ. Next challenger comes up. That will be Turco, but he's got support. CNED being kind of bullied around by the blast packs, but it will be Brave to find him. And now Brave finds Zeke. So this might start giving away. There's more players than expected here, and now here comes the old. Does it find one? Yes, it does. Stoxo. He gets
left.
Izzy. And now Turco and Pora are a little bit baffled. Pora, this is going to be noted, down to 80 HP. Killers finds him. A disaster for SMB. Unless Turco can maybe go clutch on this.
That's the thing. 2 away from the revive, so a kill on the plant.
Oh.
Potentially, Starzo going to give one away at least.
10 seconds left.
He's still got to get this spike planted. Bone Cold
Bone Cold can't beat
inside
this.
spawn.
should-
He will. I don't know why.
That'll
Thank
be
God
fine.
for that. Okay, maybe just wanted to layer the peaks there to run the clock
Sure.
down as much as possible,
Sure.
but it runs the risk of Turco not sticking the plant. I mean, we've seen Starzo make the best of one of
Chase.
those situations
Yep.
on Bind, at least very recently, but Send will close it out, and it's on the back of minimal investment as well. So an operator's been purchased, Lauren. It's not Starzo this time. That's
really
surprising, isn't it?
If he's just feeling it, like, I'm just going to get the op. All right. Let's see how this man does it. Well, that's quite a different start, isn't it? Good beginning and a bit of a surprise. SMB, you've been running mid and you didn't expect someone to address that eventually. Now, whether or not they can find much more off the back of this, though, this does leave a vulnerability towards A if they quickly pressure through vents. You've seen that CNED's gone all the way around. Look at this rotation route he's gone on, but he's missed a bit of that timing window. They're already through vents, so it comes down to the Rays sitting on the other side. It's coming down to the Viper's presence. Killers now knows there's trouble afoot and he needs some support. Starkso is here, but then bear in mind, there's Pora just found Killers. Starkso called upon from ramp, and he doesn't do it. Pora just outdoes him completely. And now Sight is ready for the taking.
Sierra and Ascend, on the back of a first blood, find themselves in a 3v4 retake scenario. Bone Cold able to slip through. Brave, happy to allow it. CNED still with that operator as well. He's going to find it. Just every single time the dismiss comes through, he's going to note another 2 players and actually
He's pushing, he's
re-explores
pushing,
this.
he's pushing,
He's going to try and find him. No way.
One enemy remaining.
How is he doing this? The read. Do they get the read? Turco's gone around towards the top side of things. CNED's off the spike. Zeke? Oh, and this should be all, but what is going on here, man?
Yeah.
Okay, Turco's got him.
I mean, thank God for that. Seen it still though, just finding again, dismissing through, noting the second player at least.
So sick.
An insane play, but then to have the balls to actually come back out of that smoke and be like, yeah, I'm going to peek you. I saw you. I've got an operator. I know you've got a rifle. I'm swinging. It's just absolutely insane.
Dude, and he doesn't look uncomfortable on Reyna.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't at all.
Again, I'll come back to that in a second. So it does look like we have a bit of a fast piece. If Zeke does anything, it'd be a miracle at this point. Oh, he's going to be able to do that!
No way.
I guess dreams can come true, and now CNED's turned up. 5 HP, sure, but he'll be able to stay alive for now. Izzy and Turco are left scratching their head going, well, we had 5 players coming in, but now there's 2? What the hell has just happened? Rez comes out, Starkso's back up. And a 4v2 post plant. Turco's done well to find CNED, but there's plenty more to go through.
Yes, Izzy actually has the showstopper as well, and he's a little exposed in the corner of sight here. We'll find Keyless. Unfortunately, no trade comes through, but Bone Cold swinging out from main will find the first. Actually, the second slips through his fingers. Stars are in a very difficult situation now.
Time to post it. There
Yeah.
it is. Izzy, lovely control at the end. Ooh. But what a round to get things absolutely thrown through a loop on. I don't know what to make of this Ascend on here, because it's just wildness. SMB, credit to them for controlling that round. A lesser team would have crumbled under that.
Yeah, crazy. And this is, again, having this available prior to this scenario. Starzo, unfortunately, I think he's considering the possibility of just charging close enough. Again, Izzy very low HP. Once again, trying this little set piece just on the back of the slow orb. Gravity well, but it's like ACEND do not want to respect that, even though it's punished them. But speaking of that, Brave will punish Bone Cold for overstepping the mark in male.
I feel like I can't stop saying his bloody name, but they do continue towards B, and they don't have a late lurk coming through B main. Might see some danger from CNED. Now, Starkzo's been not fully cut off, but pressured. This is a lean back through vents. They've kept exploiting this A site. They've shown some real diligence, but this time Zeke actually gets the best of Pora. That's the first time in a while. Pora's timing's been quite good at punishing that late positioning coming through. Flash finds no one. Second one goes in. Didn't actually show that there was a player there, and Starkzo shows off in the perfect time. Catching 3 and the 4th. Starkzo,
beautiful.
Perfect positioning, perfect timing, and just blows him a kiss.
Another big round from him, and actually, those kills will put him at the top of the board for ACEND. And tie things up. 4 apiece here, and
here.
SMB, actually, this is going to be weird if the purchase stays as it is. Russ is literally a freebie there. I don't even think it's like, yes, they line up, but it's like, it's 2 bullets fired.
You didn't even see the second one, basically, at that point. I do wonder how they address this A piece that's been coming through quite often.
Oh,
now,
no.
I guess that's how Send it. Finds no one. Bit of damage here and there, but Starkzo's just feeding on them, feasting on them. Flash comes in. He actually gets away with his life. I don't understand how he's alive.
I think he was noted here at least, and okay, Russ will actually drop CNED here. This could get
Don't peek into it. Don't keep peeking into it. Don't keep doing that. No, 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 no. Whew.
Now, as SMB will freeze for a moment, I guess they want to try and recover this weapon as best they can, but Bone Cold and Starzo still on red alert. So I think they should be able to catch this second heal. Yeah, Izzy will catch that heal now. We're waiting out the cooldown here, and Russ tries to find an entry with that rifle.
A. 30 seconds left.
Bone Cold shuts him down, and okay, still will actually, yeah, Bone Cold will drop, but Starzo in position to find Turco. Is he now gonna try the blast packs? Okay.
Oh, Starkzo, we're playing dangerous games.
Yeah, that's.
Have you met the Turkish fan base? I wouldn't. Ooh, I'd be careful with that crouch key. I'd be real careful. We don't.
I mean, if that crouch key's getting stuck, you want to call a tech timeout now, because.
Yeah, you'd want to do that.
I hate to see that cause any issues for them. Yeah, CNED back on the operator now. And ultimates wise, I haven't really seen ACEND have to rely on them, at least being, you know, pivotal towards some of these round victories. And look at the Viper's Pit. Again, another one from Keyless. It just seems to spread further than
anyone else's.
Any ultimate I've seen from a Viper.
He's just got some dirty positioning to do it. Hey, if it works, it works. CNED on the adjustment as well, playing towards the heaven side of things. He does have support here. Oh, revealed at the perfect time. And now he's in trouble. He's got so many problems coming his way. He's going to get one, gets to get out of there with a dismiss, readjusts, falls away, and buys a bit of time. But there's pressure of foot on the other side of things. Pora, the timing's everything on this. He could be the absolute just downfall.
No way.
Apparently not. CNED, how are you doing this? The timing, it's everything. I thought he's got another one. 30 HP, one more bullet to play with. A jumping, bounding Izzy is done with his show, done with his nonsense. Spike plant going in, player advantage. Killers and Starkzo. This is a hard retake.
There's, yeah, 2 snake bites, poison orb. Nothing on the side of Starzo. Have to find an entry here. Is he... Speaks out, but it's Rust that causes the most problems, to be honest with you. I don't think Keyless can cross into his smoke, actually. Look at that. Starzo with the swing as well, but Turco responds.
No? Yeah,
Oh.
okay. Turco's got it.
Yeah.
It's all good. And, by 5. Now, if this is a map that ACEND don't normally play, this isn't a bad display on it.
No.
It's not brilliant, it's weird.
Yeah, it's...
But...
I tend to agree with you, though, in terms of reps and in terms of, I guess, comfort. Well, actually, I guess if we talk about the other side of that, where comfort zone is a big factor for SMB, this is more a positive for ACEND to be going round for round with them.
SMB. Oh, Izzy got caught that time. Seek has come in, so much utility poured through towards this. SMB is still trying to make their way down towards the site. CNED back towards the backside of Pillar. Starkso does have his support, but it's Turco to find Starkso. And there it is. Site now open and available. Good work from SMB to take the control here. Spike should be safe to be planted, but Keeler has still found Izzy.
Well, actually, yeah, Russ picks up Zeke. I don't think Bone Cold was able to retrieve a weapon here, so still only the timing is awful for Brave, though. And actually, I was going to say, Turco playing that headshot angle beautifully. Nearly gets caught off guard. Now finds himself on a 1v2. The flash is perfect from Russ. His 3rd on the round. Puts SMB on 6.
Last round in the half.
See here, ACEND actually with an investment in that previous, what they can bring into round 12. Again, I'm kind of with you. Yes, defense argument. We'll park that for the time being. Even so, I mean, if ACEND come out 6-6 here, I can't help but feel ACEND really shine on their attacks. So, starting with the best foot forwards.
Yeah. I still just feel like this is something completely unexpected in my mind to see this map come out and these agent selections. It's a really unorthodox look at this point. I guess going into Berlin for someone like ACEND, though, deepening ability of map pool or showing willingness if needed is not a bad look either, but a quick take comes out from Izzy. Gonna take so much space going through, posts it towards Heaven, but a bit of a tag maybe towards Bone Cold, but that's about it for now.
We'll spot one out. Actually going to get tagged up once again. Well, I mean, the Empress Starzo one away from the showstopper if it comes online here, but again, look at what they've got to deal with. 2 rifles, a judge, and 2 sheriffs on this retake for ACEND.
Killers hungry for it, closing the gap. Does get Turco, looking for a blind follow-up, but that's going to be tricky. Maybe not. Zeke's found Pora. What is going on? What is it? This color palette is just baffling, just purple all over, but SMB light it up with their names in the end. Brave going to find Starkso, and it's 7-5. So at this point, I think a good half. I think they're in the same boat as we are. They're probably not expecting this veto to go the way it did, but they have experience here. They have some strength here. It's not completely out of their wheelhouse, but yeah, a bit surprising, if I'm honest.
It is, but again, I think it leaves us with the same question. We think about the attack here and really where it falls towards Starzo to... Yes, we see him open rounds up on the sky, but here it's about creating that space and making use of Rays on this map in particular. Again, not to say CNED can't achieve the same thing or potentially achieve the same thing he would on Jet, but that's where my eyes are drawn to.
Big information early on.
Yeah.
Russ isn't afraid to peek this up. You can see why there's zero fear in that man's eyes. 2 quick kills back to back, and SMB get this pistol off to an absolute banging start. Bone Cold and Zeke left just kind of with the pieces of what remains, and everything's been seen and noted now, hasn't it?
Remaining.
Yeah, Turco to find Zeke. It's Bone Cold left in a 1v4. Players all around. And there it is. Brave's got him in the end. A little bit of a crouch spam. It's not the most beautiful way to win it, but it is a round on the board and one that you'd want to be having.
SB will pull 1 round further into the lead. Again, this is where it gets tricky. You drop that pistol in the second half on the 7.5. You gotta argue the second was accidental. It's just like the craziest micro adjustment.
No, 100% intentional. What do you mean?
Yeah, my bad. We see see Ned gonna throw a sheriff in the mix, but ACEND demonstrating some restraint. You hear if they can make a play for both orbs at least. And actually, S&B happy to leave A wide open here. It's only Russ. He's got the Vandal as well, so a lot of trust. Yeah, and actually, just looking at it, yeah, Turco's invested the wall, and there's a trap wire up in heaven, so reason for that. A preemptive smoke behind it as well, just as it falls in case. It's an interesting setup here, because the spike is actually over towards A, and now that this wall's about to drop, you can see Turco preemptively coming back to pick up the side of the map.
Looking at the progress from ACEND here, it's slow, but it's building towards A. They've taken over a little bit of space towards heaven. They have support in middle. They're coming back through vents. Where do they want to finish?
I was trying to see actually if Pora had a
left.
camera anywhere, but he actually doesn't. B is the call. This is really interesting. Brave going to open things up. Or more to come through, and actually
Down B.
the assist from Brave as well onto Zeke. It's only 2 ACEND are able to find. It was the worst way to die on this map. In fact, we don't really... actually, I'm lying. Haven, A-side Heaven. I think where do we actually...
Crunchy.
Yeah, we don't actually see anybody break their ankles anywhere else.
No. Oh, if this is... Don't be a technical. Don't. I don't think it is. Surely it's a tactical, right? Right?
Just gonna type up a draft DM to Zilv if...
Tactical. It's okay.
There we go.
Oh god, we do have Zilv.
Yep. For some reason, he felt it necessary to confirm that it was him today. I'd rather not know.
But if you have not quite worked it out yet, we wait and see who's the bearer of potential technical timeouts. Who is the bad omen? And so far, indicators are looking like itself. We're not sure yet, but we'll work on that theory as we go forward. But a tactical timeout coming in for Ascended. And for a map that's maybe not in their wheelhouse, I'm glad to see this being called out now. Something that they can maybe... whether it be on the fly or not, I don't know how much they have in the tank. You know, again, if it's not a map that you commonly play, if it's not something that you regularly scrim or lean into or play in on officials as much, how many looks do they have? You know, how many set pieces do they have? How many, concepts and ideas do they have? You know, what maybe can they read into SMB? Because right now SMB are just playing a better game than them. We do have a decent purchase coming out, and what on earth is this? They are all running through from A, and Killes is terrified. He's absolutely terrified. There was a stampede, and he had to leave.
We get the orb, and it's Pora to pick up the slack elsewhere. See the spy cam set up. Actually, nobody even spotted it on the way through. Zeke is here to cut off ropes. We'll find the first, but traded out very quickly. Brave as well. We'll find Starzo.
This is looking like a disaster movie in the making. Yeah, it's really not good. And Bone Cold not clean on that first attempt there. Now I'm going to consider that CT play. That's actually not bad. Gets it before the flash was popped. Gets back on up. Gets another fight. No. Gets caught in the heels, and now it's all in one man's hands. CNED 1v3. It's not looking like he's got the timing right. No, he doesn't. Turco has him dead to rights. And that's double digits now for SMB. Looking comfy here, and this is a big round for them to win, and what a weird start to it too.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those ones where it's like, yeah, I think they want to make use of the lesser weaponry here. They want to find a kill. Similar to what we saw them employ, and Bind at least charging down B long. See some big upgrades as well as the other thing. And like I said, this is where that 7-5 scoreline just becomes so brutal, because you lose that round 3. Again, you have one more buy round. If you lose this round, which arguably Ascend should, You literally have the one buy round, and then it's like, well, okay, now we're faced with either force or hold them on 12 rounds. It's absolutely brutal. That's pretty brutal as well.
Yeah, a little bit, wouldn't it? Russ just going walkabouts. A reminder of how things began.
Was it Killian's and CNED as well on the pistol round they found?
I think it might have been.
I think it might have been, yeah.
Bloody hell. Well. What was the third map? Haven?
You say that as I actually just went on to...
You just have a little look?
It is Haven, yes. Which, again, we could have a separate conversation. We've seen it back on the jet, right?
Yeah, exactly. We'll have that conversation when we get there. For now, Zeke's still trying to take some side control. Brave, again, that name is truly like nature. But that was interesting that Starkzo's managed to find Russ. Now, Zeke's position may be a one and done, but the shoulder peek from Turco, very aware of this. Oh, so aware of this. Easy, we're starting to see that op coming out to play in Bone Cold. Look, this man has done wonders with this weapon in particular. It caught my eye before, and it might just do it again. No, Turco keeps himself agile, gets the kill, and gets 11 SMB, just churning through this. It ain't a pretty one, but it is a clean one so far. 11 to 5. This is ACEND looking probably the, I don't want to say weakest, but out of sorts we've ever seen them.
Yeah, I mean, it's how many times have we talked about ACEND having to play from behind? It's never really.
Yep.
They're always ones that ride those comfortable. I mean, how often do we see as well ACEND just running away with things? It's like they can afford to buy an operator every round. And that's one of the things that stands out to me, at least here. And I think the desk, picking up on that is. Again, it's not a blame placing exercise, but really, what are the differences in kind of ACEND's win conditions traditionally versus what are they not finding here? And it's entries on the attack. It's finding a freebie, and then that snowball effect that ACEND are renowned for.
Toxin screen down.
But in that same vein, I can't really sit here and discredit this map choice. If you talk bigger picture, they're giving away less. They're trying something out that could maybe strengthen their map pool long term in vetoes, whether or not they actually ever play it, but it may be something that's not something teams will just consider is insta-gone. I mean, I think the benefits for ACEND outweighs the negatives of playing the other map that could have come through here. But for now, it's poor to find CNED. Now, looking at this, they're not getting those entries, as you said. It has been brilliant from SMB on most of this. Yeah. Their aggression is, in little pieces, but it's so perfectly placed and so uncomfortable to play around. Look at the timing. Brave. Gorgeous work. Freebies just lined up for him. And Starkzo, sadly, quite far away from this. 30 seconds and 5 players. First challenge, Pora. It's clean. Needs 2 more, though, at the very least here. Gets a spike and another fight, but it wasn't that clean that time. Brave's got it, and we've got 12 on the board. And this just means map 3 is going to be just an absolute delicacy between these two. I can't wait for it to see what they look like here, because this is a very off-brand map between both of them.
It is, and I think as well, it's uncharacteristic, especially if we look at ACEND side of the coin. Potentially, I mean, an opportunity to reset. Leave this in the past. Again, talk about the decision making in terms of the veto and whether or not things were won or lost at that point. But Haven will be a spectacle in itself. Much like this round, everything available. Oh my word! I was gonna say everything available in terms of ultimates for ACEND. But SMB just open up with 3 kills off the rip. The showstoppers in a standoff. Izzy finds Keyless. Starzo again. He's got to find an ace.
Let me tell you the story.
I'm listening.
Of Starkzo's ace. It was crazy. It was 12 to 5, right? And we're actually on split, which was crazy because it's ACEND, right? No one expected that. But it starts like this. So the spike was in sewer, and that was like, everyone was like, GG. I was like, no, just wait and see. He gets the first pick when he readdresses middle. It's on the raise, and it's so clean.
Is it?
Yep. It's not this round. It's next time. 13 to 5 SMB, picking up map 2, and it's a bit of a non-starter for me.
At least, and actually, the byproduct of that is on the attack, both teams are going to try and stack up. I mean, there's no value in kind of spreading thin on a default when you know that they're going to fight for mid control. You know they're going to swing double doors every single round, but initially, ACEND going to walk right into all the Killjoy utility I see on the front of B. It's going to do a fair bit of damage, or at least force them into a tricky spot here, and 2 members inside A link. Be careful, as Zeke and CNED look to punish, and they will do just that.
Yeah, look how proactive they're being. Bang on with this. Now Brave going to come over there, make his appearance, make his debut, and as does Pora. Both going to get big kills coming in, but it's not untraded. ACEND have kind of done a weird swing around. Look at what this round has become. How unorthodox, how weird, how wonderful for Turco. And it ain't over, but Stark so believes it is. And the man closes down the round after what was a very unique way to hold that B plant.
Just there, and again, it's very often we do see the setup there where B is left completely unattended other than the utility itself, but
They're standing.
you look at it, as soon as ACEND see that opening, it doesn't really matter what SMB are doing elsewhere, right? It's that play basically mitigates the risk of, you know, either push coming on the extremity, A long or C long. Speaking of A long, glance your eyes to the minimap here, Lauren.
There's quite a few players there.
There's a couple.
Yeah. SMB do these kind of like death ball rounds though, don't they? They just stack up with all the pistols and just charge on through. Now that will be seen by this. That's enough. That should be enough to tell you, okay, here we go. Here comes the absolute wave of opponents, and ACEND are just like, well, can we walk around this? Can we leave this? What do we do with this? There it is. Okay. Better position for the fight. Kept them at arm's length, and it's clean. 5 alive.
Yeah.
No losses.
As I said there, not even spread thin there, but sitting deep enough to make it as difficult as possible for SMB to find value. And you're right, it's these death ball rounds where, I mean, we've seen it initially happen on Bind, it's become a factor on Split as well.
1 enemy remaining.
Here again, it's got to be a consideration. When that execute comes through, yes, they can leave that unattended, but initially in the first 15 to 20 seconds, why wouldn't you sit like that? It's round 3. CNED. Operator online already. And it's actually a 3-player stack on C here. That's really interesting, actually. The only site they haven't felt any pressure towards. So, oh! He actually nearly readjusted for that as well. We get tagged up. We get healed on the way back out. Again, Turco has that wall down to keep A under control for the time being. Yeah, I was going to say, expect Russ or potentially Pora come over as that wall drops. It's interesting, actually, Brave
Cage triggered.
still committed to staying behind there. With the smoke up, he had an opportunity to cross back over. Maybe just scared of a second flash or something, but will give up the first blood.
They haven't pulled maybe the rotation they fully wanted from that. It is still first blood, whichever way you cut it. But Turco, he's the player who's going to be a problem here. He's still got the rifle to hand, still has his support on the side. He can't be isolated yet. Actually does go down. Russ couldn't stop it in time. He couldn't provide that support. But Bora's here. This is much better. And now this is problems for ACEND. They're now struggling. This blender of players just mowing them down. The crossfire held. SMB. Not overreading into just that pick there. They really held their nerve.
That's the thing, it's one of the things we've talked about here with ACEND. Expect them to do that very often. Isolate one player, yes, find the first blood, but if they're not in a position to steamroll through, then actually they use that to their advantage, or at least attempt to. But SMB holds strong, and that kind of makes you feel like they have a lot of faith in the retake as well. If they're happy to just leave that and say, look, if they come and hit you on C, at least, you know, play for your life, but we're standing as we are.
This is the battle I know a lot of people wanted to talk about. CNED and Izzy both on the jets, both with the ops. Something to keep in mind, but early information has been found towards A. Should pull a rotation. Maybe nothing too hefty. It looks like the Omen's the one who's going to lean around
Shadows traveling
on this. But ACEND haven't committed yet.
Well, there's wall once again. The top of short ramp on A, and this time there's 4 bodies behind it. Ascend elsewhere. Not going to be given anything. The turret in connector. The alarm bot at the front of B site. This is an interesting hold. And again, a lot of faith in the retake here.
Yeah, a great deal.
C site on a platter.
Yeah, from one round where they barely hit rotations, still held perfectly to massive rotations, not even off a pick, just off a bit of info. And you're right, it's all down to the retake now. How does this look? It's got to be Pora being pivotal here, and that's a good start. I was maybe preempted to expect it to happen, but it did. Bone Cold's gone, and now they've lost garage control. Zeke has to respect that. He can't stick around any longer, falls away. And the control becomes slightly more biased towards SMB in this to maybe pull this off, but they need that next step towards the side, and that's going to help kill as predicted. Readable. CNED's vision now limited. Izzy's already found Zeke, and he's in trouble. Yeah, this is brilliance from SMB. This retake is something else.
And again, it was looking good before the lockdown, but Pora getting that online kind of makes things even easier. SMB will tie things up, and I just noticed there, Stars are only running with a ghost throughout that, so I'm not sure if that was the raid boss kind of thing to get the operator in the hands of CNED, but interesting there. Again, he's the last man standing there. And not an awful lot for him to do in that scenario. Again, I'm with you. Zeke has to give up garage there. No flashes, no wall, no molly. Everything burnt on the way in. Ascend will stack up now, and this time, Russ actually the only member of SMB here to greet them. I think he hears 2 pistols there, but nothing tagged on the recon. Now we hear the steps. They are not being shy about this one.
No subtlety at all. And now the odds come around for CNED, so I guess the danger level increases slightly. Pulls the rotations. 3 players now here. Wall there. No shortage of utility to maybe deny a pacey hit, but didn't look like that was the full intention for Ascend.
Aldrin doesn't spot anything. We'll see if SMB will pull one member off this A site hold. Again, Pora just tucked into backside. He's ready and waiting. Ascend opt to finish up on B. Actually, Spike making his way back towards long, and might try and catch timing on this wall here. The Brave in position with a paranoia.
Yeah, nice flash too. Follow-up's pretty good. Yeah, Starkzo's done really well at that. This is a brilliant side take. Zeke, what an incredible round from him. But the coordination, the set piece coming out from Ascend is incredible. But it's not over yet. Bear in mind the 2 players still outgun the opposition. At least for now. Seeing it still has his ult, so if anything, actually the rifle's coming through, but the armor, the little goodies that come alongside it, not quite there. But where do they find the step back here? Pora looking for that first opportunity, but no one giving him a freebie. No easy entry, but no crossfire towards Hell either. CNED waiting from the swing on sight. Again, nothing found yet. Patience, and up and above we go. CNED gives away the game, but it's Zeke who's found it. What a round from Zeke.
Disgusting. And he actually gets caught in the paranoia as well. I think it's just, dare I say, favorable timing that a flash comes through, and whoever that was holding on to graffiti, I think it might have still been Turco, but everyone was blind on the way in there. Beautiful hit from Ascend, and actually it's on the round where on that lesser weaponry, so we'll give them a little bit of a bump, but not much. The Starzo and Bone Cold still offering around 1,000 credits.
Well, you wanted a bloodbath. You're about to get one. Izzy's found
the
CNED.
elbow out of place.
Oh, and even Bone Cold predicted this is wrapped up, Russ. It made you feel a little silly after that last round, but look at the turnaround on this.
120 on the clock, and 4 people are dead. Starzo here.
Oh, nah. Izzy's having none of that. Absolutely none of it, but what a round coming out from SMB. I thought, wow, Ascend's really set the tone there. No. SMB can match that. No problem. Absolutely no problem. They've just instantly found their reply. Instantly put the flag in the ground and said, well, you're not going to get away with that sort of thing again, are you? So let's, calm it down.
Turret out.
Yeah, I think I might live to regret wishing for a bloodbath here, because it could be a long map if they trade back and forth like this.
Yep.
We'll see where this lineup's headed, actually. I guess not.
I mean, picture in picture, Hypoc. Don't worry. There you go. We got your back. And
I've got your trail.
now, while all that happened, those Seekers have gone in on B. We've got the kind of set, I don't want to say set piece, a piece towards C, which has worked out well for Zeke and CNED. It's these just shifts in gear of pace coming in. You'll see that slow build initially, kind of take a little bit of control, and you can see those late lurks towards middle this time a little bit varied, a little bit adjusted after that retake coming in through Garage. Last time around, there was a huge problem. This time, that avenue of approach is kind of hard to hit, especially with Sky waiting so late. But look at this, it's CT being watched. CNED's just absolutely denying step through. And the timing on this one.
No way.
So there it is. Up now, gone. CNED, you're a lucky boy. Zeke will take the death for you almost in that, but Russ is being closed in on.
No chance.
Another. Russ has been hit in the last few rounds, man.
Yeah. Actually pretty safe.
I don't think... no, they won't recover the operator there. I think CNED did carry through the Vandal. But again, just striking right back. Look at the timeline now. It's the last 4 rounds that have gone 50-50. See here if ACEND are able to pull ahead, because this isn't even really... Yeah, I mean, they're still going to have some sort of purchase behind this on the side of SMB. I mean, it's not going to be a full purchase, especially with Izzy in this round in particular on the operator, but Bladestorm available, so there's consideration to be made. Let's see if ACEND can extend their lead.
That was so close. I don't know how. I do not know how that seemed to thread between the both of them. Izzy this time does connect towards Killers, and Turco's found Bone Cold. Now the window's being watched. It's Bora. You're not going to get away with that, Zeke. Not this time. CNED and Starks are the last two alive, and look at the positioning. CNED just trying to get in, get that spike. Do you get out of here, though? That's the bigger question. Turco didn't get him on the way out. There is still a little life left in ACEND here, but it's not much. This could be truly going back and forth.
He actually gets pinged on that. He tried to get away from it. Ended up giving away a sound cue regardless, but pinged on the way back, and Russ will post up. He misses that one. Neither actually connecting with any damage here. Starzo very split right now, and you can see the way Brave is playing this.
30 seconds left.
He's ready. Just in case Starzo decides to push through. Not sure here, really. With 20 seconds left, either of CNED or Starzo are even going to try and make a move, just maybe looking for a kill here.
Yeah, there's no opportunities.
10 seconds left.
You could see the chances being toyed with by CNED there. Maybe if he'd gone that pick towards B, they could have lent towards A, but obviously we know what they don't. We have the full information that it is only Brave towards that site for now. They have no idea, and the rifles are so valuable at this point with such a close affair between these two.
No lead extension. I don't know why I even talked about it. I can already sense the way this one's going.
I'm just going to pull in the chair back.
Getting horizontal.
Yeah, here we go. This is going to be a long one. So I've cracked a can of Red Bull. I'm ready to go. Don't worry about it. But these two are very evenly matched on this, it seems like. Once we go into the buy rounds, look at it. Back and forth the whole way. We'll see if now it sticks true to trend.
You say evenly matched as well, and they have such a good read on each other. I mean, obviously... Oh, that thought was Brave. Talk about having a good read. Bone Cold anticipates this aggression. The neural theft will be popped in response. So an opportunity for ACEND here to actually come through. They're going to try and pinch through A here. Look at the push up through mid.
Yeah, I'm looking at that spike. It's going to... It feels like that pistol round almost, but not quite as committed on the plan, which could be opening chances for Bora. Yeah, that's going to be a punish on that one. Bora going to catch Killers on the way out. Now, this is causing issues. They've got to quickly adjust, but they do. CNED finding Bora means they can get back to business of watching these extremities and the push back towards B. 2 from the A connector, 1 from the C connector, and CNED come off it. Oh, he peeks back in. It's Russ this time to punish, but now a 2v3.
Is he just going to play on the back of this flash here? It was difficult, actually. What was that? Izzy finds stars though the Blade Storm popped, and actually it's a little bit of a fake here.
Body block. He's got it halfway. Izzy needs the kill. He's not getting it. They've just played the time well enough. Izzy is an animal, but it does not matter. He has to back away now. The timing just on his side.
He was so fast, I think on our screen he still had his hands up.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
That was absolutely disgusting. Again, I think if he has some information, you know, hats off to Bone Cold as well to not even show your face in
Gave
window.
nothing away, yeah.
Again, it just makes Izzy reconsider sticking because he got the half comfortably. And again, it's on the back of that audio cue. He pops the Blade Storm, and it's actually Russ that faces. So I think actually the indication there towards ACEND is just like, yeah, they're not sticking that. There's no way.
Oh, 5-4. And look, it's back and forth again. Now, the problem is, though, the money will break. That's the one issue. The economy will eventually just shatter, but I mean, they can get a little bit of a buy. What do they have on Zeke? Ooh, it's not much. 4k on Starkzo. Zeke 3.7. Obviously, full purchase coming back in for SMB. I think maybe light armor is the one downfall for Izzy, but otherwise I'm seeing full utility. They've got everything they want for this, but this is such a close game.
Turn out. Alarm bot out. Placing
See here if there's any sort of adaptation or adjustment. Because again, here it's with the rounds being played out this way, it's not easy for you really learning anything because there's so much variation on the side of SMB in terms of these defensive setups, in terms of just which agents are positioned where. The only real constant is this Killjoy utility on B. See here, Izzy's actually over towards A long now. Turco picking up C long. The ACEND are going to play into this slightly at least. Two spotted on the AUG, somehow tagging both actually. It's impressive.
Shock dart.
Again here, ACEND just doing what we know they're trying to do. Show a little presence, draw a rotation, create a gap elsewhere. And CNED looking to do that once again on B side. This time though, Brave actually tucked up close enough to hold entry.
This is different. They've been almost non-existent on this site until now. Brave's going to work back in. The utility's still in play, but through the connector. He's the knife in the back, and he's going to only get one.
Wait, Pora finds two? Bone Cold and CNED fall. I think that's double doors.
That had to have been. If that hadn't have happened, look at the difference that could have been. A huge presence could have been had, but now it's Starkzo and Killers kind of split from each other, unable to find these nice positions to work together, and Starkzo called upon in a 1v4. He's got a little bit of room, but it ain't much, and blooming hell if he pulls this off, I'll eat my hat. One flash. Next one not up for 30 seconds. The blind on one side spots out two. The net's closing, and there it is. Shut down court. It's Pora to claim it, and SMB get right back to it.
They are neck and neck. Things tied up now 5 apiece, and the way the last few purchases has gone, I'm not sure entirely of ACEND's financial position. We'll have to take a look at that in a moment. Pora, what a round. You know, it feels good to be talking about Pora again. I was like the biggest Pora fanboy initially on like Heretic's initial run.
Is that why you play KJ?
Don't expose me like that. Come on.
Is that why you got the glasses? I don't know.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't mention the yellow jacket that I own.
Oh, it was the beanie I was going to bring up next.
Okay.
But...
Get out of my way.
You're just going to stop casting now?
Yeah, that's it now.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
You've
all right,
upset
we'll
me.
take. Okay, fine. I'll take this round. It's perfectly fine. It is
Have
just
fun
a
on the
pistol
eco.
round. Yeah. It's hey. Have you not seen how this goes? Just
Is
you
this
wait.
the story?
Nah. No. I mean, CNED does have... Oh, hello. Does have his ult. There's a wall in the way, so they can't just chill towards C. Well, CNED can. And now he's all alone. Might need some help. Oh, this is this is a bit weird. But Zeke and Starks are they've still got kills. They've still got kills.
You sure this isn't the round?
Zeke's coming up. This might be the round, High Park. Why on earth did I not just have full faith that, of course, this will go back and forth the whole way through? Now, both positions somewhat noted. Pora and Izzy have both been red to an extent, but what do they do?
No.
Nothing. Zeke caught in no man's land, just turning around. High Flash comes in. It's good, but the shot's better from Izzy. And now it's all on the main man himself, the one and only, the man, the myth, and maybe the legend gets himself away. But look at this battle between CNED and Izzy. Can he outread the opponent? Can he outplay the opponent? His opposite number. He's expecting already on site. Oh no,
No
Izzy's
way.
outdone him completely.
Honestly, just played him so hard. The smoke made CNED consider the possibility you'd already crossed. I think at that point, you know, the time's running down,
Before the switch.
and he's thinking, "There's no way. He's got to have made a move already. If I haven't heard anything, I haven't seen anything, surely he's crossed the site." Wow, what a round from Izzy. What a round from Ascend, though. What? What was that?
It's mad. I love the fact we're getting battles like this, right? And this is the first, I'd say one of the first head-to-heads like this that I'm super excited by. But then throw in, you know, maybe a couple of specialists here and there from other regions, throw in a couple of other oppers and a couple other kind of these incredible individuals. And I'm just, again, it just gets me excited for Berlin. So it's one of those, right? Already we're seeing these kind of teams already highlighting this brilliance. But at this point, 5-6, SMB do lead. They could go into the half with a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a buffer if they can convert here.
Again, Ascend now going to come forward, and actually Zeke crossed there just on the back of Izzy taking a shot. So I was going to say CNED maybe not. Got a good idea of his positioning there. Is he playing so unorthodox here? And he's actually going to walk into sewers, Lauren. Zeke, very close by. He spots a shoulder. He actually misses the shot there. Zeke unable to trade it, though.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Zeke's trying to close the gap. The flash comes in. You can see Izzy's buying time to get away. And look at the support system in place. Brave instantly quells that danger, but there's threats further afield. It's towards B. Pora now going to play through the smoke. Tries to get one. Sprays in. Couldn't quite control it for the second. Killers converts, and now 3v3. Spike going down. Brave. He's trying to walk this. He can't quite get close enough, but actually, now he might get a shot at it. Spraying in wildly, and Killer's got Brave in that. Izzy then appears through on the other side. Russ is now blind.
So
What
blind.
is going on?
So blind. I just regret using the term bloodbath.
Switching sides.
This is, it's great to see, because how often do you see a team actually go blow for blow with Ascend? And second of all, some of these rounds are just weird, and I love to see it. Now
They are weird.
now Ascend have an opportunity to do it well. How do we want to play this? Again, I kind of wish I hadn't just looked at the minimap, because it's going to be as weird as it was in the first half. There are 4 players on A site right now. A spy cam on B, trap wire on C long. And all I'm hoping is that I see some of these red player icons drift towards mid.
Back in we go. 6-6. Flash on. They're walking long too. CNED's walking this. They've got 2 players in sewer closing up as well.
Or has spike.
They're okay. He's got his buddies beside him. He's got Izzy there, finding Bone Cold. But how many more do you expect? Another flash to follow. It's Zeke in sewer. They're just trying to play in CNED off this. And there you go, catching at least one. The reface from Turco, and he wins that fight.
That's crazy. How it fools the killers. He's not even going to dip his toes here. Trap wire. Get dealt with actually before he comes out, so no possibility of even getting into a position to spam through the smoke. SMB to push on through in the second half. The wall up as well. We create more problems for Ascend on this retake. And look at this now. I mean, Izzy just going to go all the way to the bottom of C long, so they know there's no flank coming through as well. Full control of sight.
Ugh. It's a long task trying to take down that wall to even give themselves a turn of the attention. Flash in. Zeke goes forward. That's one. Trade comes out. Izzy, so quick. So quick. Starkso, though, just about got through that wall. And just
Wait,
about
what?
got through 2
He's gonna have a
players.
flash now.
Time. There ain't much left of it. Izzy just has to play the time and he wants the kill. Izzy has really come alive this map already. This is what we wanted to see.
Beautiful. And again, it's the little things, like I said, Izzy going all the way to bottom of C-Long and clearing that out. It means that they can stack up. They can just play these crossfires. Fantastic pistol round. Again, you know, with ACEND making a play like that, you have to find something. You have to find something. If you stack that heavily towards one site, unfortunately, it's just ripped away from them.
7-6. This could be the defining run that they need to kind of build up a buffer, because you saw how close this was. Pound for pound, back and forth in these rounds were just ridiculous. ACEND all over here. 4 players present on C. 1 being Starkso going over towards A long. I don't fancy his odds here, Hypoc, but
We talk about odds in this match so far. I think
yeah, silly me. Silly me.
The way that some of these rounds have played out, I don't even want to entertain it. Again, SMB waiting to see if ACEND make a move.
This? Oh, okay. So it's the double pump,
No.
but then ACEND have gone. We won't move. We'll wait.
Yes. We've seen nothing. Now let's walk up to see.
Okay, here we go. And this will just confirm that they are in the right place when this flash comes out. So many players were just blinded by that. Pora just holds down mouse 1 and prays. Does manage to get Zeke away before too much damage is done. But now look at the timing, 25 seconds. Now there still will be a player here. There will be Starkso. He's got a classic 2 flashes. The flashes are actually...
No, wait, no way.
They've gone for the triple pump. Zenith's gonna walk back. Oh, Russ is still alive. What is going on? 11 seconds, Pora's got killers. I am in pieces. He's fallen up towards Bone Cold. This is something unbelievable, man. And Starkso's like, well, I had A the whole time, boys, so I don't know what the issue was.
It's so weirdly wonderful to watch a game like this. Again, great round 2. Good momentum built.
10 seconds left.
I think, actually, yeah, the lockdown is available. I was going to say, so a huge opportunity here. And again, the lockdown on Haven in particular, it can be so crucial to some of these, you know, site executions where, particularly I think about A, right? It's so easy to just break that hold, come up for free, set up comfortably in the post plant. Yes, we do see it used occasionally elsewhere. We'll have to see whether or not ACEND are going to either give A site up completely, try and find something elsewhere on the map. Because right now, I mean, again, that previous round just shows such a good read from SMB. It's like Russ lurks in a position where I think actually he's just caught one person stepping. He's caught one person running away from C site. And straight away they're like, guys, stop, come back to C.
Oh,
And actually on the flip side of that, ACEND are like, oh, they haven't hit yet. Yeah, there's nobody A.
Yes.
Maybe it is. It's
Only 2
actually
rounds
crazy.
into this half.
This goes.
I feel like I've aged 8 years
I look like I have.
throughout this map alone.
Oh. Okay. Back in we go. The buy. 2 rifles. So Izzy and Russ are the big boys to keep your eyes on this round. The others, Spectres filling out the roster. But Izzy putting himself being the first man forward, going to take the space towards B. I don't think he's going to be able to get a spike plant. No, he's been blinded.
That's a big
Flashes
kill.
coming in. Zeke takes away one of those rifles, and now actually getting the ult to come in on this as well. They are heavy committing, and look how many players are on this side. They need to deal with them quickly, and this is the bloodbath.
not good.
This is the massacre that you asked for, Hypoc. This is all you're doing. And now here comes that ult coming through. A couple more seconds. No players detained, and now Turco and Pora are the last 2 standing. Look at the HP. Turco just about healing himself up. Turn take a couple of seconds. Starkso. Oh, the aim wasn't there that time for Turco.
Nano swarmed on the spike. Seeker's invested.
Seeker's-
Actually, he's going to give it
Seeker.
up. That's crucial here. Even though he can do any more damage, actually, Stars are very low HP. Killers as well.
They're not even on the spike
Diffuser's
yet.
coming through.
Yeah.
No way. Oh, thank God. I couldn't take another one, Lauren. I hope
Cena
there isn't
just-
another one.
See, I'd seen it just save them from another absolute baffling round.
Oh my God. What else is left for us to see? Honestly, Pora is
Ninja
22
defuse.
and 9 right now. No, I've had my daily quota. Of over, if you're watching, please look away now, because I can't take another.
One enemy remaining.
If you're Keyless, you're just like, yeah, okay, fair enough. It's not really. I've been absolutely done there. And do you know what? To set this up as well, lesser equipment. Okay, I'll explain it later because actually a little bit of a pace change here. Is he going to find the opener? Brave with a second. A site looking
still
wide
check?
open.
Do they still check for this man though?
Nailed them.
Not well enough. Pora going to get punished for that, and now there's problems for SMB. They don't have as much control as they imagined they'd have, and seen it on the punish. 3 huge kills,
Spike
just slices
down
them down
A.
to size and means it's manageable for Killers and Starkso.
They can get Rez
Starkso
here.
had started to aggress early. He started to push up a little quicker, and you're right, Rez could be toyed with. If Turco can get himself good to go, there it is. Rez comes up, Starkso, a little ahead of the flash it felt like, but Brave was blind.
I mean, even when things kind of stabilize here. And now, Turco, holding on. The turret spots him out. Keyless has got a Spectre. This is just such a strange game of Valorant. But it's so beautiful at the same time.
Like, okay, I know this is a little offbeat, but like part of me just wants to listen to like Sideshow losing his mind over this. You know what I mean? Like a triple pump, the weird stuff that we've seen coming out. Like
I can't.
just give me-
Actually, I can't wait to see a VOD review of this game of somebody just
100%.
trying to rationalize some of the things that happen. Oh yeah, no, look at that. Yeah, no, this time 3 of them are going to dry peak, and they find 2 kills actually. Oh,
they benefit.
That's
Nice.
yeah, that's fantastic.
I can't wait. And now we have to look at the money and kind of what's going on here, because that lead that SMB is starting to build is at least now having funding behind it. Now Jump Peak reveals a lot. CNED puts a body to the grave, but the trade is there and it's quick. So there's no unanswered kills so far. This is still pretty decent. Zeke gonna try and thread through. Brave seems very unaware. Excuse me, very unaware of the positioning that Zeke had. And now there's a little bit of an issue, but not. It shouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. Again, they've got the spike kind of lingering around middle. I want to see what Pora does with this. He could be in trouble. Yeah, Bone Cold's right there.
Spike down
I thought they were going to
mid.
lean into C a little heavier, but maybe expecting a stack?
How is this? This is 2v3 now. It's Russ and Izzy. Blade's still available, but Izzy's on 50 HP. Really leans towards Russ to recover this spike at least. Zeke the only one with a weapon, Spectre, and that's the reason Izzy's posted where he is here. 30 seconds left. I want to make something happen. And look at that Bone Cold just swinging out. The timing is perfect. That's a lot of damage, but no kill just yet. Zeke elsewhere will find that one. Now, should just be a formality, and it is. Of course. A thrifty round from Ascend.
I don't
Of course
think
it
my
is.
okay.
Are we able to call timeouts? Can we just put up, just cast a timeout?
I think we need a second or two to kind of process
I can
this.
unplug something, right? Then we'll have to
Yes.
call one. Oh,
Yeah,
give
well,
me a
your
second.
name is Hypoc,
Let me
and you're a caster.
Let me choose
You
a
do-
wire.
Yeah, you do fake a couple of technical issues so you can go to bed faster. So, I mean, there we go.
Well,
You're having a laugh. You're
I'm
having
still
a
here.
laugh.
I promise. I didn't touch anything.
Hypoc, why have you done that? You've broken it now.
Get out of my way.
But we are back underway. This is insane. And Izzy's, look at this pace change. He's just in. Full send does
he
get
is.
noted. They're going to have to hit the brakes for a second, but Zeke's trying to do something about the quick flash. Dives through, spots at least 1, maybe 2. Now does find Brave, but the trade came out for Turco, but here comes the rest of Ascend, still holding the line, but Pora finding Bone Cold towards the side. Look at this just brutality to the way they're playing.
No way,
Pora
man.
is so on today. He is so sharp right now. He still knows this killer's around. No more bullets to try and deal with the
Strike down,
problem.
C.
It's all in the hands of Russ in a 1v2.
Where is everyone?
The ult's not going to help things out here, Hypoc, but the spike just out of reach. But watching this cross will be seen, Ed. that'll be the first real challenge, maybe the swing at the same time.
Revealing area.
Yeah, actually going to ping out both of them as well, so... Us in response. Does he swing it? He finds the first. No way. Thank God for that. Keyless, 4 on the round. I know you said the ult doesn't help, but... Takes that hat off. At least then... Maybe not as easy to headshot.
Oh my God.
Thank you, SMB, for calling a legitimate timeout. I cannot believe this. I'm struggling to think of a single other series that you and I have casted, Lauren, where two teams have gone back and forth like this. I want to know the counter on Thrifty rounds as well, and the average economy. Actually, Lothar, if you're listening, I want you to just go through and do those two things for me, because this is actually insane.
Yeah, and I do want to talk about this in context to other games as well. When you normally get like regional matchups, if you go to a big international competition, for example, and you get two regional teams who are very aware of each other, have done a lot of kind of like consideration of maybe tells and things like that, it kind of spirals into weird round. This feels like it's an OT. You know what I mean? Where like traditional round approach and kind of, you know, your default setups, your set pieces are kind of out of the window. It's a little bit more tailored. It's a little bit more reactive. We're seeing two teams, I feel, already slip into that at 9-9. And yeah. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a very unique thing, and I'm actually really enjoying seeing it. It's just so unorthodox to what we're used to seeing.
The question for me comes from if there's any element of frustration now, where it's just like, okay, guys, we're giving them too much respect. Let's dig a little deeper, right? Let's push a little harder. Whether or not it's going to be SMB on the attack or ACEND on the defense. A little bit of information.
Here.
At least in the early round on the back of that flash. Lockdown available for Pora. I see that utilized here to get themselves onto a site. First time we're going to see a probably, I guess, structured execute here, at least on the back of no kills.
You should run.
I feel like this is great. There's been no kills so far, Lauren. They're trying to body block just in case the warband comes through. Does actually will mitigate some of the damage, but Pora still finds one on the way in. CNED falls as well. I don't know. Take it away.
Spike now coming in, and you're right. Bone Cold's on the way around on the flank. And there's the flash of the double drop. Izzy's in a little bit of danger here. Zeke, though, comes alive. I thought the timing could have been even better for him there, but no. It is going to be Izzy waiting, and Izzy does indeed fine. So SMB kind of, again, throwing in this nice, like, sight take there. No one able to dissuade that ultimate coming through. We're starting to see these ults just defining some of these rounds and these set pieces that they can now bring through.
Again, I understand the tendency to just catch people off guard, especially in a game like this. But again, that lockdown, just give it up. Let them burn all that Uto on the way in. I can't help but feel two members falling at least. Like, that round's done before the spike's even planted. Obviously, they commit to the retake, and look at the knock-on effect here. A Marshal, two Sheriffs, a Frenzy, and a Ghost here. No ultimates available for ACEND. SMB knocking on the door of 11 rounds.
There are a few players here, though. Big rotation coming in, but the rifles surely going to do work. Brave, brave, careful. And now the flash comes out, but blind as well on the other side. There goes Phoenix. Look at just Killers. No subtlety to this, but alright, he's got my frenzy. Nice. The OP frenzy, the strong frenzy. Now just needs 3 more kills like that. I don't think that's going to work out, but see what you can get. Killers! They are fighting for everything in this, but still it's SMB finding this repeatable success now. Stringing together a couple of rounds here now. Looking a little bit stronger, getting that economy building up, but again, ACEND had to just kind of sit back for a second there. They haven't had the purchase this time.
No, you're right, and everything rides on this one. This is the one where, and again, I don't even think it strips anything away from the economy of, no, look at it. SMB, they can buy out for the remainder, even if ACEND win the next, and they've not got an awful lot left. Run it back, Seekers, all away from the neural theft. Again, CNED, no opportunity to ride through the Blade Storm. They are struggling. Zeke actually going to pop this from bottom mid. He might actually just get camped here on the respawn. Or they can't punish
Any
it.
punish?
No.
No, okay. But Zeke's still aggressive. This is... ACEND playing this like they're on the attacking side right now, but they do finally fall away. And look at the amount of space that SMB have had so far. They're going to have to kind of retake this space, which is fine. They can kind of build back through this. They can kind of work their way up towards C long potentially, or wherever they fancy, but this has cost them time and a bit of utility.
Say it's 50 seconds left, and it's almost looking like the spawn barrier has just dropped on the back of that early aggression from ACEND. With Bone Cold in this position, actually, it's kind of enabling to leave or lean away from A entirely. Lockdown going to be invested just outside B.
Bomb grenade out.
30 seconds left.
Looking like actually trying to sell a bit of a fake, but CNED still posted with the operator going to find Izzy just off screen.
Okay. And what can they do with this now? Do they lean back towards B? Is that the answer? It might be. Pora could... Oh, the timing. He just looked away. Starkso's got the punish on that. Now it's 10 seconds to really play with here. Spike is down. Russ has been holding this the whole time. It pays off. It pays well. Bone Cold's gone. So now it's a 4v3. CNED still wants to work forward. He gets the frag on Brave. SMB didn't expect that. The flash comes in. Turco's blind. He ate that up. But he still fights through towards Zeke. Now Kilos towards the right side. There it is again. These shots from Turco are mad. Rez comes out. This is looking like it's they're around from the back lines. CNED's still here and Brave is the only one alive. And now CNED
No
up against
way.
Brave. He holds on.
That was fun.
SMB put themselves on map and series point versus ACEND. A phrase we rarely use, and this will be the end of actually a 15 win streak here
Eliminate.
for ACEND. The first really
Cypher removed.
to take the distance with ACEND. Like I said, we don't ever get an opportunity to talk about it. This right here, it's just,
Last player standing.
it's so awkward. Again, no dash for CNED. Starzo's left out in a position where I think he feels very overexposed. SMB win out. ACEND scraped together a purchase. Bladestorm available, actually, and Brave will fall. I commented on that not even being close, but with the round CNED had, it is.
First challenger. Gets to keep his life.
Well, that's the important factor, you're right, yep. Damage done, draws out the heal at least for time it takes for the cooldown. And keeps them honest, keeps them in check. Bone Cold now got to be privy to the fact that this could be happening right beneath his nose. He's out, there's three of them. Now it's just CNED with a judge, and his position was noted, so...
Yes. Yeah, found very quickly. They've got this one locked down now. 2 towards Graffiti, 1 towards Hell, 1 sat towards Short. Flashes galore for Starkso though, but who can swing off this? Who can do anything with this? It's double stack. It's going to be horrible to work around that walls there. There's the first flash coming in. Utility showing there's the first peek. Starkso's found Turco. But Pora still waits. He's still holding his nerve here. Starkso's doing well, but he's managed to make his way towards site. Starkso's doing so much damage. Pora, he can't adjust in time.
No way.
And speaking of time, Starkso is going to actually get this defuse.
Of course he does. Of course he does. ACEND, 10th on the board. Seeker's available now as well. So an opportunity for at least a little set piece if they do want to continue with this aggression. What's that? This is... you talk about series being mentally exhausting. This one's got to take it out of you. This is crazy.
I thought this position was going to be the big payoff, right? I thought maybe that spray could have been Starkso. What a clutch play from him. What a moment to strike as well. You don't get... none of that was gifted. That was all hard fought for. They had everything in the right place. But it's just another chance. It's another... maybe a lifeline to come out here because the buy is still so poor for ACEND. Look at the money. Spectres, Marshals, it's odds and ends. The big boys to look at would be Starkso and Zeke. Maybe those two could be game changers in here, but they're not towards a site that looks like it's got the attention at the moment from SMB, who are fully locked and loaded, excluding Russ, who does have the ult though.
Deacon's invested as well. Nobody here, at least Bone Cold, playing slightly off-site. Again, they're gonna get full access to the site here. ACEND have to respect this.
Again. But you can't keep banking on Starkso to have these huge impact rounds, and it's such a different round looking already. Utility's still in play, lesser weapons coming out, the flanks eventually being catered to and maybe looked at, but timing's a factor, and that clock is so favorable towards SMB right now. They are on the verge of doing this. CNED, first man forward, going to put himself on the line, but it's going to be now 2 shot down, and there comes the ult. It's Starkso going down. There's only 1 left alive. It's Starkso again, but death is imminent. It's Izzy to put him to the grave. 13-10. SMB beat out ACEND.
What an insane series. What an insane decide.